The Assembly will hear an address by Laurentino Cortizo Cohen, President of the Republic of Panama. I request protocol to escort His Excellency On behalf of the General Assembly, I have the honor to welcome to the United Nations His Excellency, President of the Republic of Panama, Laurentino Cortizo Cohen, and to invite him to address the Assembly.
Mr. President of the General Assembly, Secretary General, Your Excellencies, today our region and the entire world are confronting great challenges. Some of them are regional, some of them are global, and we will not find solutions if we act individually rather than collectively. Only by uniting our forces will we manage to move forward. The United Nations and nations of the world, truly united, our nations will achieve a world that is more just, more safe, and where human dignity reigns. United, we can build the future. If we work together as nations without imposing on any other nation, freely, if nations both small and large coexist on an equal footing and respect, if the world will be more fraternal, if our purpose is to make peace lasting, shared, and universal. Mr. President, this is the first time that I come to the United Nations, and I am from Panama. We live on an isthmus where two oceans are only 35 minutes apart, the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. We are a country where our vocation is to serve humanity. This is our historic destiny and geographical destiny. Your Excellencies, the Book of Panama contains many pages, some of them already written and some of them to be written. This book is much more than just a canal. It was the Afro-Antillean hands that built the canal. All the immigrants who with their work and their blood joined the two oceans. The Book of Panama contains the first ever railroad across the isthmus that united the two oceans and facilitated global trade. We are known for Café Geisha, grown by our indigenous people in Game Bugle, the best gourmet cafe in the world. Our book of history is full of pages of efforts for peace, dialogue, negotiations, and achieving consensus. A page from this book contains the dream of Simón Bolívar when he wrote, "If the world would elect its capital, the Isthmus of Panama would be chosen for this noble destiny." Now, in these pages are also the fight of generations of Panamanians and the support of the world, which led to the signature of the Torrijos-Carter treaties. I'm referring to Jimmy Carter, former President of the United States, and Omar Torrijos, head of the government of Panama, who led the negotiations between the two nations, a large nation and a small one. And they managed to agree. And they achieved a historic reparation. And Panama recuperated our canal and recovered our territorial integrity. Now also, in this book, There's a page that was written just in January of this year by Pope Francis at the end of the World Youth Day, where we read, Panama is a nation of noble people. Those are the pages in the Book of Panama. Citizens of the world and people of Panama, it is a privilege to be here, representing my country with pride. Global problems demand multilateral solutions. As we have done in the past, Panama is ready to contribute to solving conflicts, especially regional conflicts. Now, our nation, our home, is striving towards its next conquest, the fight against poverty and inequality. This is a huge challenge for the Panamanian people, but we have decided that united we will achieve it. Poverty and inequality hurt human beings. They victimize families. They take future from youth, not only in Panama, but around the world. For each word that I am pronouncing here, thousands die in an unjust war without access to doctors or medication. In that war, the few earn millions, while millions survive with little. To let people die in misery is inhumane, and there is no room for this kind of indifference. Let us move from words to deeds. Let us unite our forces. The fight against poverty and inequality and the implementation of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals require tackling corruption with an effective administration of justice. Your Excellencies, the most important of all our tasks is transforming education. We have children who go to school, but who do not learn. We need educational systems so that students learn to think, learn to work as a team, to resolve problems. They need to be creative. They need to learn to care for the environment and to appreciate art and culture, science and technology. Education liberates people from poverty. Education empowers individuals to achieve a life with dignity. Education means social peace. Education offers equal opportunities. It makes us more equal in our diversity. Education means human dignity. Sharing knowledge is a universal goal of sustainable development, starting with early childhood and going on up to the best universities in the world. You should share knowledge generously, unselfishly, without trying to hoard it for yourself. Leaders of the world, we've heard the message loud and clear, and we share the concerns and the warnings that we heard at the Climate Action Summit. The green hues of our tropical forests are the most beautiful in the world. In Panama, there are over 10,000 varieties of plants and 1,000 species of birds. The biodiversity of the planet is in our hands. United, together, we must change in order to stave off the danger of extinction. There's 1 million species that are at risk of extinction. Multilateral initiatives to strengthen the climate change regime must be deepened. And what we sign on to, we must implement. It's a change of culture. It's a historical juncture we're at. It is a redefinition of our very own existence. We must do more and make more efforts. Member states of the United Nations, we would like to invite the world to come to Panama. Panama offers the best opportunities for dialogue, for regional and global understandings. And I'm not talking about endless talking. I'm referring to dialogues to unite and find solutions. We facilitate good investments. We have the best connectivity, air connections, maritime, portuary infrastructure, and telecommunication infrastructure in the region. We are the hub of the Americas. Panama is a platform for innovation, for science, and for technology. It is a place where knowledge from around the world comes together. There is a place in the world called Panama. In the pages of the book of our history, it is written that never will we be defeated by adversity. We know that better times lie ahead. That is what we desire and what we aspire to for Panamanians and for all of humankind. I want to repeat here. Panama is a land of noble and good people. These are the pages of our book of history that we will continue writing. Leaders of the world. Today we face great challenges. But only by joining forces will we manage to advance. The time is now. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the General Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the Republic of Panama for the statement just made. May I request representatives to remain seated while we greet the head of state.